This is where we're going to take a look at LSU. A little bit of motion that they like to run. A lot of teams have been running as well. And they're just motioning in, whether it's with a fullback or with the receiver, either trying to get an extra guy in the box or trying to create space matchups they're looking for in the passing game. But we're going to dive right in. Very first thing we're looking at right here, like LSU, they brought their fullback out and then they brought him back. And all they're running is counter here. So an easy way, looking like you're in a 10 personnel set, getting to a 20 personnel. We're going to counter everybody's down block, and there's the kick. There's the lead. And this turns into a pretty solid play here for LSU. Against a good defense, but right there, just an easy way to go from a 10 personnel set. Now you're running counter, running 20 personnel play, get an extra body in the box. Here's another look at the exact same thing. In 2x2, you got your fullback here. Motion him in, they're running counter, this time against the 3 front. With the 5, you see how hard he's squeezing, but still get him kicked. There's the lead on that. So again, a great clip here. There's really a 4. This guy's firing in to make it into a 5-man box. He's backside, really a non-issue. And right there, they don't even get up to the front side linebacker, but they're hitting that thing vertically on a 1st and 10 against Missouri in that 3 front. But right there, you can see again, little quick motion, turns to a 20 personnel set, not even letting that fullback tight end get set. Let him get in there and lead up on the linebacker. Of course, after you've done this a couple times, now you can bring this same motion. And he goes to the flats. Everybody else is running the inside zone here. And not sure if this is an RPO, if they're reading this outside linebacker, making sure that he's staying in the box. But right here, they get a pull. Now he's out on the edge with Jaden Daniels. You got your fullback going to the flats. Now you just flip it down to him. He circles the defense. Everybody else is blocking man on. He was able to run the corner off, block him, create some space right there. And right here on 2nd and 7, getting up to the 1st down for LSU again. Just that same motion. Just now, instead of running either inside zone or counter, they're faking the inside zone up the middle. And they pull. Now they basically got a double option here with the fullback going to the flats, and probably one of the best athletes on the field in Jaden Daniels. Same look here, going to run the ball again, but this time they're running inside zone. It's a great look here against this 4 front. You can get a couple double teams here. Base, he's going to kick. Everybody's working those double teams up to these backers, so we'll see how it plays out. Again, Jaden Daniels, this guy's firing in. Probably could pull that if that guy gets a lot more aggressive into the box. But right there, get into a 20 personnel set real quick. Just bump the backer a little bit tighter to the box. Getting those double teams is what's great right here. Getting vertical. Big play right there on a 1st and 10. Getting into that quick 20 personnel set. Same game, same type of concept. This time, running inside zone to the left. They got their fullback over here again. He's kicking. Arkansas is actually in a 3 front on this one. So they're going to work that, double that up. He's probably going to base. These 2 are responsible for these 2 on this play. So again, getting downhill. Great job getting up. Jumbling all this up. Getting a body on body. You even have a safety flying into the box really hard with that motion. They're right there playing downhill. Get a kick on the defensive end there. They're by the fullback. Safeties are in the box playing over the top. Good running backs run through an arm tackle. Get another big play there on 3rd and 6. I think this is kind of an interesting look here, and we're starting to look at just the receivers motioning in to create some sort of a leverage on the defense. And right here on the goal line, it looks to me like these guys are running some kind of a dig or some kind of option here, and he's running an option as well. And if you're looking at it, this is a really interesting look. So he never even gets set. He's trying to make it look like they're going some sort of a fly motion or across the field. But Missouri right here, they're just playing zone all the way across the board. He sets it down. I'd say he should probably be working that next window. If you're looking at it, you got way outside leverage. You got hard inside leverage. And this receiver just curls it up. Jaden Daniels throws it to him. Nobody just guards him, which typically you'd think if you're a defender and these guys are 2-3 yards away, you just go ahead and guard the guy. But Missouri decided, hey, we're going to zone this thing off, which I would think this guy's probably supposed to dig into that window. They can high-low him. But he just sits on the goal line, easy throw and catch. Great job taking advantage of the space that Missouri gave him. Here's a look here of the same counter. This time in a 3x1 set, so we're going to run counter back that direction. Again, 3 front here. This is from Mississippi State. Working through that shoulder up to the linebacker. Everybody's double teaming there to the backside. He should be working in probably with that motion. Now you're going to kick, lead up to the front side, and these safeties are way deep. This is 2nd and 7. They're playing 3 high look. It's right at the end of the half, so these guys are playing their prevent. But still, we can see what they're doing right there with that motion, running that counter against a really light box. Here's a look right here, motioning from the number 1 to number 2 receiver, and they end up just running a flood. So with that motion, it looks like he's going to try to work across the field. But now they're going to get to this flood. You're going to have him run that out up there to that top side. Getting a bit of a chip here by the fullback. He's making it look like he's going across the field, and he puts his foot on the ground. He gets back out with that chip. He's going to the flats. So you're getting that high-low to that intermediate window. And he runs away from that defender that he had froze with the way that he was going in on this angle. And it's this defender right here that's playing over top of him, basically manned up once he gets about 5+ yards. Great design right here with that little bit of motion, creating some leverage so they can outrun him to the sideline now. It's a great play here by the receiver getting down, coming up with that football for an explosive play. Same look here, again, motion from number 1 to number 2. Now we're going to create another high-low chip. We're going to the flats right there on this flood route. And again, he's pushing this thing vertically. He knows his safety's over the top. He's trying to take him off. Get to that intermediate window. Puts his foot in the ground. You see he's just speed cutting this right here at the top, about 10 yards. Boom. Puts his foot in the ground as he's going flat. Nobody left in that third. Throw it away from the safety. Easy throw and catch right there on that one. And of course, if this linebacker would have been dropping hard, you got your check downs here with this fullback going to the flats, and of course, back underneath here. Easy throw and catch in the intermediate window. Again, using that motion. Switching who's the number one, number two. Here's a look here. They're motioning in, and it's man-to-man. And on this one, I think LSU gets a little bit confused on what they're trying to do. They end up trying to rub this defender. Should be trying to rub the guy that's on top of two receiver now and go right there. But instead, he goes to his outside shoulder, runs him off. And I think late he realizes that 13 is the guy that he's manned up, and he's wanting to get that rub on him. And you see him put the brakes on. He realizes late who that guy manned up on that slot receiver actually is. And if you stop it right here, you'd think this is going to be a decent completion. But right there, great break on the ball by the safety. A little bit inaccurate. If you push this guy to the sideline, should have a completion. A great break, gets the ball knocked down. A little bit late on the ball. This is on a 4th and 1. So you can see with that motion, you see them switch it off. And now instead of getting the rub on the correct guy, he ends up just running off his own guy. And that guy's just basically got a free run to try to knock this ball down, which is what happens right here. Alabama with a big stop on that rub route with that motion from number one, number two to try to create those matchups. Here's another look of how this motion can get you to the run game. And they motion in right here. Now they're getting to a bunch. They're just going to run truck, and they're going to pull this guy around, trying to block down. Doesn't do a great job. Gets some penetration. Obviously, this is a receiver, so he's probably not just extremely great at holding his own right there. Probably going to should get a holding call right here on the edge. But you can see again what they do. Motion in from the wide spot, turn into a bunch, block down, pull that fullback, flip it out on the edge, and now we'll get the edge. It's on a 4th and 1 as well. Instead of just hitting your head against the wall right there where everybody's inside, now they just get a little bit of motion and truck that outside, even though they get a holding call. These are just some of the ways that they run this motion, whether it's going from number one receiver, number two receiver, trying to create matchups that you like or create the space, and also being able to get from a 10 personnel set, whether it's trips, doubles, into a 2-back set where you can run counter, can run inside zone. Just a really easy way to make those guys think and communicate about where different guys are, and of course that motion, and you can create a little bit of advantage as far as numbers and space there as well. So interesting motion that I think most teams probably should use, and I think a lot of college football teams have been using this past year.